All doing fantastic. Welcome back to Ace Attorney. Apologies for no stream yesterday. I was very tired. However, last night I got a metric shit ton of sleep, so I'm ready to go all day long. I am looking at maybe a triple stream, perhaps, mayhaps, possibly. Kind of depends on how long this stream goes, actually. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much we have left, but I 100% intend to finish Spirit of Justice today. And then we'll only have 2 more Ace Attorney games before they start releasing new ones. And we're all finished. Yeah. But, I don't know. Over my little break, there was nothing really of interest to talk about. I don't think there's really been much news. We're very close to the Switch 2 reveal. It's, only, what, like 2 weeks away now or something? It's the 18th, so... yeah, very close. Incredibly close. Very exciting for everybody. We'll be streaming that, of course. But yeah, no, I don't think there's any other news that's happened. But yeah, so we'll just hop right in, I suppose. But I gotta turn the game up. I didn't do that. I was getting ready. I did everything except for turn the game up. My voice might be still a little groggy. I only woke up an hour ago. But, you know. Yeah, upscaling for Switch 2 through patents. I thought we already knew about that, though. I thought that was already, like, rumored. I did see that. But I was like, yeah, we kind of already somewhat knew that was the thing. Hey, laser. Alright, we'll have it right about there. That's good. Unplug my controller and let's game! Oh, also another proponent for why I was not here yesterday is... well, let me just show you. I mean, 872 hours. I have a problem. Blame Isaac. Don't blame me. Okay. They're just mini confirmations? Oh, okay. Oh, it was a patent, so it's like basically real. So it's literally real. Well, anyway. I don't have any caffeine or anything. I did have a little bit, but not, you know, anything that's gonna really boost me, so we're gonna have to go raw dog with water today. Okay. Let's do it. Do we want to recap? I mean, last time we kind of finished up our last investigation, cleared up the whole time travel thing. Okay, somehow I fucking twisted my bottle on wrong. And this guy apparently caused the car crash that had his sister in, and that's why he didn't blame our guy who's dead. People say, oh, they might not use them. Will the series ever end? In 2 games. We only got 2 games left, okay? 2 games left after this. Well, let's start. I'm ready to go. Was me. I did it. What? He did it. He killed them. He did it. It was him.
Order in the court. Please continue, Mr. Sprocket.
I'm the one who killed my sister. I thought it would be funny to throw a brick at her while she was driving. To protect my career and future, my father made Dumas take the blame. In exchange for money and the position of lead servant. Pogging. Oh. So you see, Dumas never held a grudge against me. Not the other way around. And he must have attacked Ellen to get his revenge on me.
Are you sure about all this, Mr. Sprocket?
Very sure. It's all been written down in detail in my notebook.
That notebook is important evidence supplying background to this case. I must insist you submit it as evidence.
Alright. Let me look at that. Let me look at this. Soren had been writing nothing but ideas for his inventions in this until March 8th of last year, when he abruptly began to chronicle the events of each day, and already knew that, okay. However, details of the day of the murder have been rendered... We don't get an actual page manuscript, it's just an explanation of what we already know. Great. Good going, Maya. You dropping grape jelly on the fucking notebook has ruined their entire lives. That would have given us perfect evidence. And then you had to spill all the grape jelly on there, and you can't fix it. However, it's true that my older sister and Dumas are both dead because of me and my negligence. Bro folded and confessed. I mean, he's confessing to having been the one who caused the car crash, which we haven't heard the full extent of yet. He's not the one who murdered Dumas. He's giving a reason as to why he wouldn't want to. Because he didn't blame Dumas for killing his sister, because he killed his sister, actually.
This is all too much. This is too much for me.
Oh, I don't even know if I mentioned it on stream, but I finished Invincible, by the way. Season 3. Phenomenal. Great. Love it. Amazing. Can't wait for 4. But 4 is going to be in, like, 2026, so... You know, gotta wait another whole year. But it was worth the wait. Season 3 was great. I loved it. I loved it. I really like Alan and Omni-Man's gay romance. It's the best part of the show so far.
I wasn't able to read that part about when he was stabbed due to the bloodstain. But what's written here about his sister's car accident is exactly as he stated.
Your Honor, as long as it matches with what's written in that notebook. Can we still take the witness's testimony as valid in spite of his memory disorder?
Yes, I believe we can.
I understand now that the witness's memory is in disarray. But if what Mr. Sprocket himself wrote in this notebook is true, then that means by the time Mr. Sprocket's party reached the theme? Are you developing a lisp in the middle of your sentence, Edgeworth? The victim had already been killed. The victim. Edgeworth's right. I'm still in the same bind as before. But should I really accept the contents of the notebook? As a substitute for Soren's memory?
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Will you accept Mr. Sprocket's notebook as an official representation of his memories?
No! Wait a minute, Your Honor. The defense requests a chance to examine the notebook to see if it's trustworthy.
Very well, but be quick about it. You can't judge a book by its testimony, only the testimony by the book. Or something and so forth.
Thanks, Your Honor. So, how should we examine it? Well, we should look at it from all different angles to see if anything's suspicious. Someone could have written in it. Someone else could have written in the book. Somebody could have tampered with this. Well, there's no point if I don't look what's inside. I have to open it. With your permission, Soren, here I go. Ew. Yikes. Oh, it's just the page that Maya got all stained. But I guess it's not going to be very helpful at this moment. I'll keep going. This is the last page where there's writing. Something about this page doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, the ripped one? Better take a closer look. Oh, I wonder what the problem is. That's so obvious. Come on now. Look, it's ripped out. They didn't even rip it cleanly. They tore half the page. Half of it's still on there. Bro, get that pepper off there. Get that mustard off there, brother. No, this music isn't in Smash, unfortunately. Actually, wait. I don't know if there's... I don't think there's Ace Attorney music in Smash. But maybe they did put an Ace Attorney track. Capcom is in Smash. There's Ace Attorney in Smash Ultimate. No, he's not. There are fan-made mods that allow him in the game. Yeah, no. Nothing at all. It should be. It should be. I 100% support Phoenix in Smash. He will be a main of mine if he gets in. Without question. Looks like there was something written on it. It looks like a page has been torn out here. Mr. Sprocket, do you know what was written on it? Oh, that? I often tear out a page when I write somebody a note. I probably wrote something down for somebody, tore it out, and gave it to them. That doesn't sound good with the evidence we have right now. Don't we have a particular note right now? Like this one? Oh yeah. So that solves that then.
Objection!
Wait a minute. We can't ignore the possibility that something important was written on that page.
But now that the page has been torn out, how can we determine what was written there?
Well, let's see. To find out what was written on the notebook, we should heat it with a lighter, use fingerprint powder. Well, something like that. It's either one. Heat it with a lighter or hold it up to the light. What's the... Because you should be able to, like, read it on the back of the page that it was written on. On the other one. Let's just say light, maybe. Nope. Okay, lighter.
What are you flailing about over there for, Mr. Wright?
Just a minute. I just need a little more time to... Go. Lighter, lighter, lighter. Heat it with a lighter. Uh-oh. I think it was the fingerprint powder. Maybe heat will reveal what's written. Your Honor, do you have a lighter I could borrow?
A lighter? And what exactly are you planning to do with one?
Thank you, Fernand. Thank you. I did. Yeah, I kind of missed my affiliate anniversary. It was actually yesterday. But thanks. Yep, it is. It's been, what, 2-3 years since we got affiliate? Wow, how time flies! I remember playing Mario Kart 8 before the DLC even came out on my affiliate day. That was crazy. And now we're getting Mario Kart 9. Whoa! Alright. But how would fingerprints help you tell? Like, where his hand was on the page? Like... He's not gonna, like, finger paint. I don't know. Use fingerprint powder, then. If we use fingerprint powder on the notebook, we might be able to see what was written. Is that real? What? Does that hold up? Yeah, I'm with the judge here. How does that help at all, Mr. Wright? Stinky.
Fingerprint powder? How would that help us find out what's written there?
Well, if the writing left indentations on the blank page behind it. Fingerprint powder could make those small indentations visible to the naked eye. Okay, so I was right about the thing on the back page, but I would more understand if that was, like, visible to light. Okay. No, stop. Fingerprint powder would only sully the notebook further.
Mr. Wright, if you use the powder and still don't find anything, then you must accept the notebook as a representation of the witness's memories.
All right, Your Honor, I understand. Finger paint, I barely know him. Powder, don't fail me now. First, I'll apply some fingerprint powder. I know how to finger dust. I know how to dust for fingerprints, brother. You don't have to tell me. Shut up! Ask me if I already know. Do I need a refresh on finger painting? No. I don't. Oh. Can I, there we go. I struck and killed Dumas. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, that's not good. Dumas took Ellen. Fuck this. Oh my god. Can I zoom out? Hold the move camera. Oh, there we go. That's much easier. Is there more? Is that it? Dumas took Ellen to the Vista deck. I struck and killed Dumas. Alright. It says I struck and killed Dumas. This is huge! I struck and killed Dumas. That's what was written on the torn out page.
What?
It can't be. I don't believe it. There has to be some kind of mistake. Soren would never, could never.
Miss Wyatt! Bailiff, please get the defendant to the infirmary at once.
Wow, we're really getting use out of the infirmary in this game. I don't think anybody ever really went there before. This game, you know, has utilized it quite a lot.
Apparently, the defendant got too worked up. She's resting in the infirmary as we speak. Now then, please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. This notebook is all Mr. Sprocket has to remember things by. With this critical page torn out, not even Mr. Sprocket himself knew the truth of what he'd done. I'm the one who killed Dumas? So it wasn't Ellen. Oh, thank God. Mr. Sprocket, does this mean you were at the crime scene during the murder after all? I guess I must have been. But Mr. Sprocket, can we really believe what's written in this notebook? Nobody touches this notebook but me. And when I sleep, it's under lock and key. I don't remember writing that I killed Dumas, but I guess I must have. Soren, don't you remember who we gave the notebook to? Who gave it back to you that one fateful day? It was 100% our fucking butler. He did it. He's the one.
Well, now that we have a confession.
Oh, hold on, guys. I'm back. I knew I'd be interrupted at one point because I had a package coming. Oh boy! Oh boy! Unboxing! Again. That's the benefit of streaming early, is you get a nice little unboxing. This one comes from EB Games. And we got a little Borderlands bunny on it with an Ezio, and well, one of the bunnies is covered by a postage stamp. I don't know. You got Pokemon Train, you got Halo Bunny. Adventure Time Bunny too, okay. I don't know if they got the rights to use any of those. I think it's just parody, but anyway, let's open her up. What did we get? I mean, I know, but I gotta use my fingers. They really know how to stick these shut. It ain't like no envelope. Yeah. There we go. I got it. Hooray! Oh, that stinks. Yay! Skyward Sword! Hooray! Finally, I got Zelda Skyward Sword. Ah, fuck, my hands. Oh, what the hell happened to the back of it? Ew. What the hell? What did the previous owners of this do? It's disgusting. What the fuck? The front looks perfect, but then you look at the back, it's like, what the fuck happened? Hand cam for Switch 2? Why do you hope not? I want to do it at real unboxing for Switch 2. It'd be fun. What the hell? That'd be awesome. I'm probably gonna order my Switch 2 online, so if I order it and then it doesn't come on the day it's supposed to come out, I am literally gonna piss my pants. What's wrong with my hands? It's not my face, it's just my hands. Like, what? You got a problem with that? Like, oh, it's good. Oh, the dirty desk. Like, I'll clean it before we do anything. But yeah, anyway, Skyward Sword. I plan on playing it probably sometime before Switch 2 comes out. Well, I intend to get mine from Mighty Ape, so I can't really go pick it up. Because it's definitely going to be, like, way more expensive in other places, so I'm just going to hope the Jeebus. Well, this can go with my Legend of Zelda, I guess, collection at this point. I don't know if I'm missing a Zelda game. Maybe the definitive edition of Hyrule Warriors. I don't have that one. But I think I've got most of the others. Ugh. Another game to the collection. Let's see, I've got Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom, Skyward Sword. Am I missing one? That's not really a lot. Considering I've got Mario Odyssey, 3D World, 3D All-Stars, Mario Bros. Wonder, Super Mario RPG, Mario & Luigi, Paper Mario, Mario Kart, Super Mario Party, Super Mario Maker, Mario Kingdom Rabbids, Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Luigi's Mansion 3, Princess Peach Showtime. Like, damn, Zelda really got the back seat this gen, huh? To be fair, we got 2 main lines, and we got 1 mainline Mario, so you know, I guess there was a distinct, I don't know, like, separation there.
Now that we have a confession, I'm afraid I must render my verdict. Of all the...
Yes, Your Honor, please give your ruling now, while Ellen is asleep. I want the woman I love to be set free as soon as possible.
So he really does love Ellen after all, doesn't he?
Yeah. This is how it ends. But is that how it really went down?
I'm gay. Kiss me, Phoenix, now, please. I know we should consider anything written in the notebook to be truth, but...
I myself wrote of the crime in my notebook. No further proof is necessary. Soren himself wrote in his notebook. Wait a minute.
Very well. I will now give my verdict.
Yeah, we know. Oh, my client's about to be proven not guilty, but oh, I feel awful. I gotta do something. No. Not when there's still one more avenue left to explore.
Hold it!
Wait right there! Don't you dare give that not guilty verdict, you son of a bitch!
Oh, is there?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? All you have to do is keep quiet and your client's a free woman. I know, but I think there might be more to this case than meets the eye. Not quite sure yet, but I think there still might be a way. A way for Ellen and Soren to be happy.
What do you mean by more than meets the eye, Mr. Wright?
I believe the question here, Your Honor, should be, why was the incriminating page torn out in the first place?
Why, to destroy the evidence, I would imagine.
But removing it from the notebook is the same as removing it from Mr. Sprocket's memory. Which means he wouldn't have been able to trick the police if he came under suspicion. No, if he wanted to cover up his crime, he would have had to remember that he had done it. Just what are you getting at with this line of inquiry, Mr. Wright?
Yes, please explain it so that we can all understand.
Yes, Your Honor. The page was torn out of the notebook because... somebody else tore it out? The incriminating page was torn out by somebody else.
What? You what? Order! Are you claiming a third person interfered with this notebook?
It's not all that surprising if you consider what's happened up until now. After both the car accident and the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury, there was always a cover-up not far behind. But I had my notebook with me at all times. Did you? Because I remember you were in a panic yesterday because you couldn't find it. That's true.
So, who orchestrated this particular cover-up, Mr. Wright?
If we think back over the course of the trial, it's pretty easy to guess.
Take that!
The one who tampered with the notebook in order to manipulate Mr. Sprocket's memory is Pierce Nickety. I mean, he's the only one who could have done the murder, you know. It was pretty obvious if you think about it for more than like a minute. Pierce? Pierce tried to tamper with my memories? Pierce was manipulating me? Case in point, the two receptions that were held to cover up the murder. It was Mr. Nickety who directed the guests and orchestrated the entire scheme. No, it can't be. Which of my memories are mine and which have been rewritten? When did he start rewriting my memories? Who wrote this? And this and this? And this and this and this and this? Uh-oh. I think he's about to have liftoff. Oh shit! I didn't think his jetpack actually worked.
He literally took off! What?
Look, Nick, he's coming back down. My memories. Ellen.
Mr. Sprocket! Bailiff, please get Mr. Sprocket to the infirmary on the double. Jesus Christ, how many more will we have today? 3? Mr. Wright, don't you go fainting. Mr. Sprocket has been taken to the infirmary. We don't have to worry about him running away, so let us resume where we left off.
Your Honor, the defense would like to call Pierce Nickety to the stand.
Objection!
We already know he carried out the cover-up to protect the company and Mr. Sprocket. What more do you want from him? This time it's different. The notebook, or rather, Mr. Sprocket's memories, have been tampered with. That means the only person who knows the whole truth is now Mr. Nickety. Don't tell me. Are you actually trying to drum up a third suspect in order to exonerate the defendant and her groom? I'm not drumming up anything, nor do I have the grounds to accuse him of anything. Yet. All I know is that Mr. Nickety's the only one who knows the truth. And I think he's still hiding something. Something we don't know about yet. No grounds yet, is it?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution consent to calling the witness to the stand?
It does, Your Honor. However, I would like a little time to talk with my witness before we do.
Very well. We will break for a 20-minute recess.
I'm so glad I brought my fruit gummies! That was like peak in school when you had your fruit gummies. You had your little, you know, like long real fruit juice gummies and you'd munch on that and, I don't know, sit around and fucking wait an hour. Those were the days. Yes. Yes. Now we'll have to face Pierce on the stand. I'm not sure if I should be surprised or not. Yeah, those days are over now. Now we're in court. Yep. Well, during the court recess, I can still have my fruit gummies. One thing's for sure, he won't be an easy adversary.
So do you think Pierce did it?
It's too early to say anything at this point, but I do think he's still hiding something. Nick! Why didn't you put everything on Soren Loser back there? That was you know what, Larry? That was pretty good. It's pretty good. Looks like Larry still hasn't given up on Ellen. If this Pierce guy's the real bad guy, then Soren and my Ellie will live happily ever after together. Larry, that's not the kind of thing a decent human being says.
Shame on you, Larry.
Oh, boo-hoo! You think I don't know? I know I have to give up on my Ellie. But Nick, I promise you'll make her happy. She deserves a happily ever after. I'm sure Soren will make her happy once all of this is said and done.
Trial's about to resume, Mr. Wright.
That was 20 minutes of listening to Larry yell. Ugh. Maya, do you have an ibuprofen? I'm gonna need 7 of them. I'm gonna need the whole pack. Alright, you ready, Maya?
Yep, let's go.
I'll be rooting for you, Nick. Oh, I had an idea. So, I've been talking about how I want to do like an unboxing for the Switch 2. But I just had an idea. Why don't I just pre-record it? I could do a pre-recorded unboxing. Then I don't have to worry about getting it set up live. Then I can just record it, maybe do a little editing to it. And then we can premiere it before we play any Switch 2 games. I think that might be a better way to do it. Because then I don't have to buy a full-on camera, I can just use my phone. It'd be easier. Like, of course I'll end up buying a good camera when I eventually want to get a face cam, but I think that'll be easier. It'd be more fun to do it live. Yeah, but the thing is, if I do it live, then I have to get a camera, then it has to be set up to the computer, then I have to have a tripod or something, and then I have to worry about not showing my face, and again, I don't really have anywhere to do it except for, like, my bed. So that's already too far from the computer. I don't know, there's a lot of problems with that. If my desk was bigger, then yeah, it might be worth it, but I don't know, we'll see.
This court is now back in session. Witness, please take the stand. Please state your name and occupation.
My name is Pierce Nickety. I am the Sprocket family butler. Let's get straight to the point, Mr. Nickety. Someone tore out a page from Mr. Sprocket's notebook to manipulate his memories. And that person was you, wasn't it? That is correct. What about it? Well, that was easy. So why'd you do it? Why'd you tamper with Mr. Sprocket's notebook? Please allow me to explain. It pains me to do this, but I will tell you the truth. It pains you? That's correct. For my testimony will go against Master Soren's wishes. Soren's wishes? What is he talking about? I rushed to the Vista deck, but the crime had already been committed. I saw Miss Ellen in Gloomsbury collapsed and Master Soren was writing in his notebook. Master Soren said to me, "I'll take the blame for the murder, so please take care of Ellen." But I went against his order. I tore the page out of his notebook and hid the body. Wait a second. Mr. Sprocket was writing in his notebook at the time. Could it be... meant to be a confession and admission he'd killed Gloomsbury himself? He wrote that message to take the blame for Miss Wyatt? That's correct. Master Soren did hit Gloomsbury with the timekeeper to save Miss Ellen. Then Mr. Sprocket was the culprit. However, that blow did not kill Gloomsbury. That makes sense. Mr. Sprocket's injury wouldn't allow him to put much force into it. Enraged, Gloomsbury tried to attack Master Soren, who was already seriously wounded. But just in the nick of time, Miss Ellen hit Gloomsbury from behind and finished him off, it would seem. Wait, so we're right back around to like justified self-defense then. So we're back to justified self-defense? Is that what we're on here? So the one who inflicted the fatal blow was the defendant? Yes, that's correct. But Master Soren tried to take all of the blame onto himself. No way! This is pretty bad, Nick! No kidding. Pretty bad is an understatement. Well, well, Mr. Wright, it seems your decision to call Mr. Nickety has backfired. For the true culprit behind this case remains the defendant, Ellen Wyatt. Could this get any worse? Pierce was involved in the cover-up plot. I bet he still has something to hide. Boop, 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 boop. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I should just press everything.
Hold it!
Wait a minute. I thought you went to the Vista deck with Mr. Sprocket.
Actually, that's not true.
What? What do you mean?
I found this out afterward, but Master Soren went to the Vista deck alone. He went up the escape hatch in the reception hall and went along the outside wall.
Told you, Edgeworth!
What?
You can't be serious. He was right. You mean Mr. Wright's addle-pated guess was actually correct? What's with the addle-pated?
So the truth really is stranger than fiction.
So, Mr. Nickety, when you got to the scene, you saw Mr. Gloomsbury, Miss Wyatt, and Mr. Sprocket. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
Hold it!
So Mr. Sprocket wrote a note of confession in order to take the blame for Miss Wyatt?
Yes. That notebook is the only form of memory Master Soren has. So you understand what his action meant, I trust.
What did it mean, Nick?
To Soren, everything in that notebook is true. So Soren tried to take the blame by altering his own memory to make himself think he did it.
No. No!
Master Soren truly loves Miss Ellen. It must have been love that made him do that.
No fucking shit, idiot. No, he did it for fun. Of course he did it out of love, you freak. You loveless, maniacal, egotistical son of a... I'd kill you for that.
Hold it!
Mr. Nickety, could you please tell this court about that in more detail?
That, you say? Which part do you mean, Mr. Wright? Could you be more specific?
Yo, alright. What part do I want to know more about? Why'd you go against Mr. Sprocket's order and tear out the page?
That's a silly question. As I told you before, disposing of anything that may harm the Sprocket family's reputation is simply a part of my job.
Alright. You did say that before, didn't you?
I tore the page out of the notebook in order to protect Master Soren.
Mr. Wright, would you like that statement added to the witness's testimony?
Not necessary, Your Honor. I would love you two wouldn't yap while we could just, actually go and get the information we need. There's like 2 seconds if you would quit yapping. Bobo, bobo, bobo. Alright, let's... No, not present.
Hold it!
Hiding the body, please. Please tell me more about hiding the body.
Very well.
Ah, my eye.
After saying he would take the blame, Master Soren passed out. That's when I hit the body. I quickly took the lift down to the hold, where I hid Mr. Gloomsbury, a still warm body, and the spare Pegable lantern.
So it was you that hid the body, not the defendant?
To think Mr. Butts would move the lantern containing the body to the reception hall. Well, I did not see that coming.
I don't blame you. Not even Larry can predict what Larry will do next. Maybe I should take another look at the lantern and evidence. Add. Yes, please.
Very well. Please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Dickety.
Ba-ba. He hid it in this, he hid the still warm body in this spare Pegable lantern.
Objection!
He wasn't dead. Because he gripped it from the inside. Which means he got hit and then moved and then locked in there and then killed later? Could it be? Is that what happened? If what I'm thinking is true, then maybe I can prove neither Ellen nor Soren did the deed. Soren just thought he did, but he actually knocked him unconscious. Mr. Nickety, you said the body was still warm when you hit it, correct? So then what if Mr. Gloomsbury was alive when you went to put his body inside the lantern? What?
What?
That's preposterous. Actually, this shows that the victim might have still been alive when he was inside that lantern. Yeah, the wheel, because I'm gonna put the wheel in backwards. Oh, sorry for yawning.
Take that!
Isn't it so weird if you get too much sleep? You know, you're kind of fucked for a little bit before it fully takes effect. As you can see, the back end of the lantern is a door. And there's blood on the wheel handle.
Objection!
That bloodstain must have gotten there when the witness put the body inside the lantern. It in no way shows the victim drew his last breath while he was within the lantern.
I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. For you see, in putting this lantern back together, the police inadvertently placed the inside handle on the outside, and vice versa. In other words, the wheel handles got swapped.
Oh my! So they got swapped.
Yes, they got swapped.
What? They got swapped?
Yes, I believe they're saying they got swapped.
Yeah, I think, if I really had to put my finger on it, I'd say they got swapped.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Not at all, if you compare the other male peggable lantern in the reception hall. It's quite obvious the wheel handles were attached backwards.
The detective in charge of the restoration will see me in my office later.
Sorry, Emma, and good luck.
In that case, what does the bloodstain on the wheel handle mean?
The bloodstain didn't get there by chance. When the victim was put inside the lantern, he was only unconscious, not dead. When he regained consciousness, he probably tried to get out of the lantern. So he grasped the inner wheel handle, and that's when blood got on it. This proves that the victim was still alive when he was inside the lantern.
At the time, I was completely convinced that Gloomsbury was dead. Had I checked more carefully, he might have survived.
Unfortunate to be sure, but not significant enough to change this trial's outcome. Again, I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. It actually has a very significant impact on this case.
The victim was struck by the defendant, then died from his injuries sometime later. There's nothing more to it.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong. Let's take another look at Mr. Gloomsbury's autopsy report, shall we? Please focus on the description of his injuries. It says one contusion was found on the back of the head, the other on the side.
Yes, the one Mr. Sprocket gave him and the one Miss White delivered to finish him off.
No, the defense would like to submit a different interpretation.
A different interpretation?
The victim was knocked unconscious by the first blow and then was put in the lantern.
Then what about the lethal blow to the defendant that the witness talked about?
Yes, well, that didn't happen. After some time, when the victim regained consciousness and tried to get out of the lantern, that's when he received the second blow to finish him off.
Taking into account the fact that the victim was alive for a period of time after the first hit, and that he did receive a second blow to the head, it does seem entirely possible.
Yes, as long as the first blow didn't kill the victim instantly, then there's a possibility that someone other than Mr. Sprocket or Miss White delivered the final blow.
Objection!
That's all you've got. Even if there was a time lag between the two blows, the prosecution's position doesn't change. What? What do you mean? It's elementary, Mr. Wright.
It's elementary, dear Wright. After the reception, when the defendant was cleaning up the reception hall, the victim, who was supposed to be dead, suddenly came out of the lantern. The defendant grabbed the murder weapon, which was right there, and finished him off.
Well, that theory does sound awfully familiar.
Of course it does, Your Honor, because it's exactly what I proposed from the very start. The second blow was inflicted by the defendant after all.
I see. It seems a tangle of mysteries have unraveled into a single thread.
Objection!
But as long as there's a possibility that the fatal blow was delivered by a third person, then we must continue the deliberations. Give it up, Mr. Wright. Unless you have something to prove the presence of your precious third person.
Okay, Nick, just relax. You can do this. Come on now, take some deep breaths.
Good idea. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
There, don't you feel better already?
Maya's right. I should calm down, get my focus back, and go over everything again. And then hopefully I'll be able to find something to prove there was a third person. Let's see. First, why did Mr. Gloomsbury attack Ellen?
Because he was tired of taking the blame for the accident?
But something about that line of reasoning doesn't just feel right to me.
No, how come?
Well, if it's just a personal vendetta, he had already stabbed Soren. So why then was he so determined to go after Ellen?
You're right, this whole thing feels too premeditated for a crime of passion.
Gloomsbury didn't seem to have a personal grudge against Ellen. Gloomsbury didn't have a personal reason to attack Ellen, then. Someone else does. You've taken long enough, Mr. Wright. Now it's time for some action. What proof do you have that the third person was involved? All right, I'll show you.
Take that!
I get it now. Now I see why this note bothered me so much when I first saw it. It looks like a note outlining the murder plot. Yep, wasn't to himself. Your Honor, please take a look at this note.
This is the victim's murder plan, right?
It's definitely a murder plan, but what if Mr. Gloomsbury didn't write this note himself?
What?
This is how you intend to conjure up your mysterious third party, Mr. Wright? Can you even prove that note wasn't written by the victim? Has anybody done a note analysis? Have any of you actually checked the handwriting like you're supposed to? Yes. Yes, I can.
Very well then, please present your evidence, Mr. Wright.
This evidence proves the victim didn't write the note.
Take that!
The newspaper? Oh. I was just going with his line of logic. He didn't have a grudge against... He didn't have a grudge against her. I wonder if that argument's still where he's going with it, or if that was just completely off base. I might have to clean my glasses. All grungy. Close your eyes and concentrate. Do you see something coming to you? It's called a penalty. Boop, 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 boop.
The Notebook?
Take that!
No, fuck, I don't know what he's referring to. Ah! Ah! Do we have something to prove that he's like illiterate or something? Uh, um, I didn't even see that. Look at that little airplane thingy. Some weird ass art. Do we have that proof? The evidence that proves he didn't write the note is my ass. I don't fucking know. I thought for sure it would have been the newspaper article being like, oh, he doesn't have a grudge against Ellen. Why would he be the one to... He lacks motive for that. It's a clock with a secret mechanism. Okay. Coolsies. As though written by a right-handed person. Oh, is he left-handed? Do we have proof that he's left-handed? Is he left-handed? Hemorrhage from the strong blow to the back of the head. Do we have evidence of him holding something in it? He's left-handed?
Take that!
Oh. No! That's gotta be it. That's the only discerning factor is that he's left-handed. Shut up, Your Honor. Shut up. Give me more penalties. I mean, take away the penalties. Okay, let's see. Do we have any other proof that he was left-handed? Anything at all. Oh. Dominant left hand!
Take that!
Bah! This is the weapon Mr. Gloomsbury used to stab Mr. Sprocket. I was wondering what you'd pull out this time. First the newspaper, then the book, and then a bunch of random shit and rubber ducky, and now finally you pull this out. What else will you have out of your bag of tricks? It's not as amusing as your daughter's shows, I will have you know. Maybe let her have the magic act. Did I ask what you could have possibly done with the note? Mr. Gloomsbury's prints were found on this candelabra. And the prints were from his left hand.
So, that makes the victim left-handed, correct?
Exactly, Your Honor. The police looked into it, and too confirmed as much. Now, take a look at the smudged writing in this note. Notice how the smudging only starts from the middle of each preceding line? This had to have been written by a lefty. The writing would be smudged from the far left end. That means whoever wrote this note was definitely right-handed. In other words, somebody other than the victim wrote this note.
What? But if someone other than Mr. Gloomsbury wrote it, then what does this note mean?
Mr. Gloomsbury followed this note to the letter when he attacked Miss Wyatt. So clearly, this note isn't a murder plan written by Mr. Gloomsbury, but rather, these are instructions to kill Miss Wyatt issued by someone else.
Objection!
If it wasn't the victim who wrote these so-called instructions, then who wrote it? Most of the people involved are right-handed, you know.
He's correct. The majority of the family and their employees who were on the airship are indeed right-handed. I must say, that is a very rough, slipshod conjecture you've proposed.
I admit I haven't figured out who wrote it yet.
Leave it to Mr. Edgeworth to go for the jugular.
This culprit who ordered Gloomsbury to attack Ellen. What could their motive have been?
Doesn't seem very likely Ellen did anything to incur anybody's wrath, right?
Right. Not too likely, anyway.
Well, most of the family was against them getting together, especially our butler, because he wants to control the company. And if there's a wife in the mix, then he will be rejected. He can't have his gay love with Soren. In that case, it has to be about Soren.
If somebody were to hold a grudge against Soren, what would it be about?
Oh yeah, or that. Probably his sister, and, you know, probably the guy who always carries around his sister's locket. You know. That accident, I guess. I can understand if Bloomsbury felt resentful about having to take the blame.
But the one who lost most to that accident was Soren's sister. She lost her life after all. Soren suffered too, of course. He was crushed by losing somebody so precious to him.
Somebody precious, huh? Soren's sister. Wait, there's one more person. Someone else who could hold a grudge against Soren.
Figure something out?
I think so. I think that somebody else used Gloomsbury to try and get revenge against Soren.
Did you say somebody tried to get revenge against Mr. Sprocket, Mr. Wright? Kinda hard to hear your whispering, but you spoke up a little bit with that one.
The person who manipulated and used Mr. Gloomsbury was... Selena's fiancé. He's actually the butler! The person who used Mr. Gloomsbury to try and get revenge on Mr. Sprocket, and then finished Mr. Gloomsbury off to silence him, was a man dear to Mr. Sprocket's older sister, Selena Sprocket's fiancé. Not that I'm positive, but it's certainly possible. This fiancé could have made Gloomsbury attack Ellen to get his revenge on Soren. What?
A fiancé? Order in the court! Order, I say! Yes, it does seem quite believable that Miss Selena Sprocket's fiancé would bear a grudge against Mr. Sprocket for his role in the accident.
Exactly, Your Honor. Maybe her fiancé was trying to murder Miss Wyatt, in order to make Mr. Sprocket experience the same pain he'd felt.
Objection!
Miss Sprocket's fiancé was a surgeon, if memory serves. But the only people who attended the reception were family and staff members. That may be, but then that just means that Miss Sprocket's fiancé must have been among those who attended.
What? Really?
Of course, otherwise how could he have killed Gloomsbury?
Oh, I see what you're doing. This is just another giant bluff, isn't it?
All right, I'll bite. Who exactly do you claim this fiancé to be?
Yes, I'd like to know as well. This is getting good. Hold on. Bailiff, fetch the popcorn. Please.
Are you sure you're gonna be okay, Nick?
Maybe? When it comes to suspicious people, there's only one person on my list. I need to find something that connects him to Selena. This will help us identify— Oh yeah, we've been saying this from the fucking start. It's the most obvious shit in the world. We notice it immediately. Like, come on, bruh. Please take a look at this photo, Your Honor. That photo. Notice Miss Sprocket's pocket watch. Haven't we seen it somewhere before?
Yes, now that you mention it, I do feel I've seen it somewhere before.
I believe we've all seen it. Right here in this very courtroom.
Impossible.
That's right, the pocket watch in this photo. It's the same pocket watch Mr. Nickety has on him right now.
What?
This is clear proof of a strong connection between Pierce Nickety and Selena Sprocket.
No. Well, Mr. Nickety, is this true?
Mr. Nickety, you were the one engaged to Selena Sprocket. That pocket watch, you keep it as a memento of her, don't you? Mr. Nickety, you plan to rob Mr. Sprocket of his loved one, to make him feel the same pain as you. Isn't that right? Mr. Sprocket managed to fight back and knock Mr. Gloomsbury unconscious. You thought Mr. Gloomsbury was dead and hid his body in the lantern. But then you noticed Mr. Gloomsbury regained consciousness. And so you finished him off to prevent your plan from being exposed. This is the defense's take on what really happened in this murder case.
Mr. Wright, does this mean you wish to officially accuse this witness of the murder of Thomas Gloomsbury?
Does the defense accuse Mr. Nickety of the murder? Of course we do. The defense indicts Pierce Nickety on the charge of murdering Dumas Gloomsbury.
Oh my! Mr. Nickety, would you care to respond?
Nah. Man, this lawyer just yaps on and on and on. Okay, buddy. Okay. Alright, pal. Okay. You're getting screen cap for that one for my cringe compilation, brother. I'm grabbing that. This lawyer yaps on and on and on and on and on. Hold on, and I'd like one with the... off. Just in case I want to get rid of the background and use it for something. He is right. He's not wrong. He is spitting facts. As you guessed, this watch is a memento of Selena. It stopped working at the time of the accident, though. Then you really are. Yes, I was Selena's fiancé. Not just her fiancé, but the surgeon beside her deathbed.
Objection!
Mr. Nickety, why didn't you tell me any of this before?
Shut it, you useless prosecutor. I thought you could be of use, but apparently this case was too much for you.
What did you say? You son of a... I'll show you. My job is to get to the truth.
If your office hadn't stuck its nose all up in this, I could have swept it under the rug. Not only did you interfere with the case, but you even let me fall under suspicion.
That's because you kept trying to cover things up on the sly.
But covering things up wasn't your only involvement. The only person who had a motive to use the victim to try and kill Miss Wyatt was you. Wait, is that it? Oh, shit. He's going surgeon mode. He's turning into Surgeon Simulator. Malignant tumors. There are malignant tumors in this courtroom. Lesions oozing with false charges. Who handed him that?
The Tombers are one idiotic lawyer and one useless prosecutor. After the truth is revealed, I'll have both of you inside from the legal world.
I'd like to see you try.
Proud of the Sprocket family, it'd be a cinch.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I will now begin the operation.
What in the world happened to Mr. Nickety?
Looks like he's finally showing his true colors.
Nick, look at what he did to that shoulder mech.
Quit your yapping before I suture your chatty lips shut.
It's like he's a completely different person.
Sure looks like it, huh? Can't let our guards down now. Mr. Nickety, it's finally time for you to testify. To the truth!
It seems we're entering the final act at last. Witness your testimony, please.
Oh, shit. Right to remain silent. You know, I'm surprised nobody else has tried that fully, you know? Just not saying anything in a testimony.
Mr. Nickety, why didn't you say anything?
Bro just got added to the fucking cringe comp.
Just took a picture of me, or something. Isn't that illegal?
Is this real? Are my hair, do I have hair bones? What? Why does Phoenix have hair bones? His hair are bones? Is that real? What? Am I misreading that? Like, what the fuck? Bro's hair should not show up on the fucking x-ray. Official fucking Phoenix Wright headshot.
You want me to voluntarily testify, hoping I will make a slip of the tongue.
I think you can, refuse to testify if you, like, will incriminate yourself or something. That's like something. Maybe that's just an Ace Attorney thing.
Not a very impressive plan, or brain, I might add.
Wow, that was, uncalled for.
If you want to know something, you ask the question. I will answer, but I have no intention of making any voluntary statements of my own.
What's he trying to do, Nick?
He's using the silent treatment as a strategy to avoid getting tripped up. Clever guy.
No more lies, Mr. Nickety. You will tell us nothing but the truth from now on.
Okay, let's see Edgeworth's headshot.
What do you think you're doing?
Okay. That is... Did they keep those in? Like, just so it could be... Like, why did it keep those and not his jacket? Like, what? Bro has fucking exposed bone right now. Bro's little floofers are bone. Bro's got an exoskeleton and nobody knew.
No one asked you to speak. Just keep quiet over there and play with your frills.
How dare you! Well, this is rather unconventional. Please proceed, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Right to remain silent. Alright, well,
Hold it!
guess we're pressing. If he won't speak voluntarily, then I guess I'll have to ask him something. What question should I ask? Also, let's just hope Phoenix never goes bald. Because that means he's gonna have a bunch of, like, little spikes on the back of his fucking weird-ass head. You've been nursing a grudge against Mr. Sprocket over the loss of your fiancée. Isn't that right?
I'd be lying if I said I felt no resentment whatsoever. But Master Soren didn't cause the accident on purpose. Master Soren himself has suffered greatly.
But you quit being a surgeon and found a way to get even closer to Mr. Sprocket. Wasn't that so you could carry out your revenge?
Don't insult me. Supporting Master Soren in Sprocket Aviation was my life's work, is my penance for not being able to save Selena. This is how I honor her.
I feel your devotion as both a fiancé and a surgeon. Your statement breaks my heart.
I never thought of exacting revenge on Master Soren.
Never thought of it, huh? Guess I should probably take that with a pound of salt. Boop 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 boop. Do we want that added? I don't know. Sure. This is gonna be difficult. We gotta, like, find everything. We gotta, like, grab everything, toss it up. Oh. We gotta piece together the testimony. Okay. On the day of the incident, you were constantly surrounded by your subordinates. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. I was in someone's line of sight at all times. After all, I was busy taking care of every detail of the event. Mr. Edgeworth, I believe your investigation backs up my claim.
I got statements that said groups of his subordinates worked with him in rotation. So he was always with someone.
As the prosecutor just said, I couldn't even get close to the lantern containing Bloomsbury myself, let alone kill him.
Pierce didn't have a chance to get close to the victim, huh? Yes, please. Okay, that was the last bit. Now we just need to grab the first bit.
Hold it!
Isn't it true that when Mr. Gloomsbury regained consciousness inside the lantern, you murdered him in order to silence him?
He was an excellent employee and very loyal to me. Gloomsbury was my right-hand man. I'd suffer the most from losing him. You really think I'd kill a guy like that?
That would make sense only if you were innocent. But since your goal was revenge, you don't really care about something like that.
But I am innocent, I tell you. Don't try to force your conjectures onto me.
I guess without decisive evidence, I can't pursue this line of questioning any further.
Mr. Wright, would you like that statement added to the witness's testimony?
Yes, please. Yes, please, Your Honor. Thank you.
There you go, the entire testimony's been unlocked.
Hold it!
What did Mr. Gloomsbury think of Miss Sprocket? After all, he was forced to take the blame for the accident. He must have been resentful.
He got his position as the lead servant in exchange for taking the blame. Wasn't exactly a bad deal for him.
But he must have felt some sort of indignation.
Who knows? Now that he's dead, we'll never know for sure. It's pointless to talk about it any further.
All right. Dead men tell no tales after all. Maya's standing right next to you. Maya's standing right next to you.
Hold it!
So you have had no thoughts of vengeance towards Mr. Sprocket whatsoever?
Of course not. Selena wouldn't have wanted that. I've thrown my own life away and lived solely for the sake of the Sprocket family. And that's how I show my love for her.
Alrighty then.
Well, one thing's for sure.
Pierce really gets emotional when it comes to Selena.
No kidding. Not sure how he feels about Soren, but his love for Selena is pretty obvious. Yeah, are you gonna feel really glad that when you go to hell, you're not gonna be able to see her, and she'll be very disappointed and definitely want a divorce in heaven, you know?
Hold it!
So, you were always in someone's line of sight?
I was surrounded by family members and staff as we prepared for the reception. During the reception, I was stationed behind the sweetheart table to attend to the couple. When could I have possibly committed murder?
I'm not buying it. If Pierce is the true killer, then there must have been some time when he was out of everyone's sight.
What do you think, Nick? Is there a chance for us here?
Well, as long as we have some kind of testimony from him, there has to be. Just have to compare his testimony against the evidence and...
Find an inconsistency, right?
Exactly. This is it. I've got to do this right. All right. La 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 la. Family of the Flying Chapel includes a brief. Okay. All right. How did I skip a whole page? Bum 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 bum. I guess he could have bounced in the second reception with all the fog. Ba 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 ba. And the candelabra. Storm was the one who was driving. I don't know which one is the... It's gotta be this one. We gotta, like, give a chance for him to be away from everybody, right?
Objection!
Yeah, okay, there we go. Is it the fog? Mr. Nickety testifies that he was always with someone at the time of the incident, and never had a moment alone to commit the crime.
Yes, and the police investigation backs up that statement, doesn't it?
But there was an opportunity. In fact, one and only one. A moment when Mr. Nickety could have killed Mr. Gloomsbury without anyone noticing.
What?
And the one thing that made the moment possible is shown here in this photograph.
With all these people watching, I couldn't have possibly committed murder. Do not believe him, Your Honor. This lawyer's a malignant tumor. He wants to inject this judicial body with...
Mr. Nickety, I would ask that you keep quiet this time. We need to evaluate the defense's claim. And your yammering only serves to throw further suspicion on your way. Mr. Wright, let's see this one thing you mentioned. But be warned. This had better not be one of your offhanded claims. Who do you think you're talking to, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please point out for us one thing that made the moment of the murder possible.
Do So good. The fog.
Take that.
The fog. The one thing that made the moment of the murder possible is this thick mood fog that engulfed the entire reception hall. It's under the cover of this fog that Mr. Nickety murdered the victim. Bro was like, what time is it? Is it time for school? Donk.
What?
Mr. Nickety was standing right next to the lantern that Mr. Gloomsbury was in. This was the only moment the murder could have been committed without being seen.
Objection.
I can accept that there was a moment when the witness was obscured from others by fog. That doesn't prove Mr. Nickety killed the victim at the very moment. If you can't prove the crime was committed during the reception, the trial ends here. So caught up in finding a foothold that I forgot to think that far ahead.
Well done, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time to call this trial's time of death.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove the murder happened during the reception?
Don't even bother. His claim is dead on arrival. Victory is within your grasp, prosecutor.
Quiet, witness. I have no interest in victory. What I care about is the truth. One that we can only arrive at through further deliberation.
Edgeworth.
Enough of this, Your Honor. This trial's over.
No, Mr. Nickety. That is for me to decide. Mr. Wright, can you prove it? Can you prove the murder was committed during the wedding reception?
Why is there no verdict yet? The lawyer's obviously out of answers. The prosecutor, the judge, they're all infected. Their malignant stupidity is so advanced that not even the best surgeons can save them. In fact, not even a brain transplant could cure them. This court is infected with idiocy. It's a pandemic.
Objection.
Mr. Nickety, that's enough already!
Finally ready to give up, are you?
No, just the opposite, actually. I'll prove the murder was committed during the reception by you.
That. You'll prove it.
Can you really, Mr. Wright? Can you do it?
Yes, I can, Your Honor. Let me just pull the evidence out my ass. To be honest, I don't know how exactly I'll do it just yet, but if I want to get to the truth, I'll just have to find that way.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Let's have your proof.
Enough of this foolishness. He's just bluffing. Stop him from speaking, Your Honor.
I will do nothing of the sort.
You're just a district court judge. With the power of the Sprocket family,
Enough of your foolishness, Mr. Nickety. This judicial body will not succumb to the influence of power or money.
Now then, let's hear it, Mr. Wright. Let's hear your truth. Think, Phoenix. Remember everything you've learned so far. You can do this. You can find the definitive evidence that will lead us to the truth. Is it Brain Blast time? It's Brain Blast time! Think, Phoenix. How can I prove the murder took place during the wedding reception? If Pierce committed the murder during the reception, then he would have had to have used shoulder mech, fixer-upper, the reception photo, the murder weapon. According to the autopsy report, the victim was hit by the same object both times. So without a doubt, Pierce used it to commit the murder. The weapon used to kill Gloomsbury was the timekeeper. What? The stupidest question of all. We already knew it was the timekeeper. Yeah. If Pierce struck the victim during that one single moment, then he must have used the timekeeper. Come to think of it, wasn't it also used for something else during the reception? During the reception, the timekeeper was also being used for the cutting of the time machine. The first taste of love. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Mamma mia. Timekeeper.
had been activated. That's right, the timekeeper had been activated during the reception. If we activate the timekeeper again now and find any trace evidence of the murder, that would be conclusive proof that Gloomsbury had been killed during the reception. A special ceremony took place during the reception in question.
What kind of special ceremony?
It was called the first startup of love. Apparently, the couple activated the time machine for the first time during it.
Does that mean the timekeeper here in evidence isn't activated at this moment? Then what would happen if we were to activate it?
Why don't we see for ourselves? It would give us a chance to examine it. And while we're at it, we just might find some conclusive evidence.
What?
No, you can't activate it!
Mr. Nickety, keep quiet or I'll have you thrown out of court. By the way, Mr. Wright, this is supposed to be a time machine, right? We aren't gonna travel back in time to the Stone Age or something, are we? I couldn't imagine it.
Well, Your Honor, although you fit the part, no. It's not real. I don't think we have to worry too much about that, Your Honor.
I'm still a little nervous nonetheless, but the truth must be known. Very well, go ahead and start up the timekeeper.
You know how, Nick?
I think so. Maybe? Bride and groom each had a symbol of their love. When they put them together, oh, how romantic it was. The key and the cog. I think the symbol of the groom's love must be the timekeeper itself. What symbol of the bride's love would fit together with the timekeeper? Oh, I know. This has to be it. Oh, wow, wow.
Take that!
Miss Wyatt's pendant. It's the symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the timekeeper.
What? Then does that mean you can start it up with Miss Wyatt's pendant?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Very well. Please try it now, Mr. Wright.
Okay, here I go. But first, I have to figure out where the pendant goes. Right there. On the other side of this, you know? Oh, or right there. This hole looks like a good spot. I'll try setting the pendant here. Clunk. It fits! This must be the right spot. Now I have to find a place to insert the key. Perhaps the same spot. I don't really see a hole anywhere. Except for there. Wow, 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 wow. This hole in the middle of the pendant. Could this be it? Yeah, okay. There's no other hole, so... Wait, is this all just... sex? I mean... insert the key into the pendant hole. It's been completely cracked with blood on it! It worked, the timekeeper's been activated. Now all I have to do is find proof that the crime was committed during the reception. Is that so hard? I think I found it. Conclusive evidence that the murder was committed during the wedding reception. Just as I suspected, there's evidence of the murder inside the timekeeper, Mr. Nickety. The timekeeper was only activated and open during the wedding reception, right? No. Stop! So that means this is conclusive proof that the crime was committed during the reception. After you killed the victim under the cover of the fog, you closed the timekeeper to hide the bloodstain, didn't you? No, you're wrong. Ellen killed Bloomsbury. Wasn't me, I tell you.
Give it up, Mr. Nickety. How could the defendant, who was in the middle of pledging her love, have possibly committed the murder with everyone watching her?
It was the family. Yes, all the family members conspired to kill him.
Objection!
There's no way you can talk your way out of this, Mr. Nickety.
During the reception, during that one dreamlike moment, only one person could have used the timekeeper to beat the victim to death. And that person was you. Pierce Nickety! Uh-oh, he's gonna flatline.
No, this isn't over yet. I won't give up. Oh no, I cut the artery. This stupid thing. You must stop the bleeding now. Give me forceps. Forceps! Hey, where is everyone? Fine, I'll manage this alone. I'll do it all by myself. I can fix anything, repair anything. You have to get better. Try and live, you must! You would have been able to save her. If only I hadn't listened to her. If only I'd treated her first. If only that Soren hadn't been there. Yeah. Selena, no.
Did we just have a death in the courtroom again?
I think so. Witness, are you finally ready to tell us the truth?
I'm okay. Glad you all rushed to my aid. It's just as the lawyer deduced.
So it was all a revenge scheme against Soren Sprocket.
Do you have any idea how hard it is to lose someone you love right in front of you? Selena's condition was clearly more critical than Soren's, but in spite of that, she said,
Miss Sprocket's last words. So that's what she really meant by those words.
I was able to grant her wish, but the price of her life.
So, you got a job with Sprocket Aviation and waited for your chance to get revenge. You got close to Mr. Gloomsbury and hatched this plot, is that right?
Bloomsbury had already bore a grudge against Soren. So when I tempted him with an even better position, he immediately took the bait.
He was your accomplice, someone who shared the same goal as you. Why was it necessary for you to kill him?
I didn't expect Soren to strike Bloomsbury out on the Vista deck. And I certainly never imagined he'd make his way alongside the outside wall.
Soren's love is the real deal, after all.
My plan had been compromised, so for the time being, I hid his body in the lantern and tried to think of my next move.
And then Mr. Gloomsbury came to during the second wedding reception.
As soon as I saw Gloomsbury, I instantly hit upon the idea to pin the blame of Gloomsbury's murder on Ellen.
Tried to break up the couple by making the bride out to be the murderer. How despicable.
Soren was getting the company and a wedding. Both things that were supposed to be Selena's. He took every happiness from her. Who's the despicable one here?
Do you think what you did would make her happy?
I know it wouldn't. But I couldn't just stand by watching Soren enjoy his happiness. I was going to have Soren taste the same pain I had, and then take over Sprocket Aviation. I'd take back from him all of the happiness that was rightfully Selena's. Time stopped for me the day I lost her. Just like this pocket watch of hers.
Pierce.
Miss Wyatt?
I believe Selena would have said, "Leave this ill will behind. Your time is yours to live."
too late for me. Time will never advance for me ever again. What? It can't be.
What? The clock just randomly started working, okay.
I see now, Selena.
I see no further need to continue this trial. This guy is a fucking murderer. I don't care what reason you have. You killed him. In cold blood, really. Soren really didn't do anything wrong. He had an accident on the road. I mean, that happens all the fucking time. It's not his fault. Bailiff, please take Mr. Nickety away.
Pierce Nickety, another inconsolable time traveler who lived in time that stood still. Does that mean Soren's memories might get fixed? With this closure?
Now then, I must render my verdict regarding the
Your Honor, before you give your ruling, would you please allow me a moment?
Very well.
Ellen, there's something I need to say to you.
Yes, Soren?
I've put you through something truly horrible. This whole thing happened all because of me. I would understand if you wanted to call off our marriage.
What? Of course not. I never once thought that.
If you stay with me, you'll only face even more trying times in the future.
What do you mean?
The truth of this incident and the car accident before it, I'm gonna tell the public everything. I expect the company's reputation will suffer, and I'll take a lot of criticism, but I feel I can only really start over once I get everything out in the open.
Soren.
After all that's happened, I might not have the right to ask you this, but, well, how should I say this? Maybe I'll just... A life with me probably won't be very easy, but... Will you marry me?
Yes, of course. Yippee!
Oh, look at how happy she is.
Your Honor, thank you for your time. Please continue with your ruling.
Very well. But first I have one question. Do you have a tissue? Do the two of you pledge your eternal love for each other of the goodness of justice, Themis?
I do, Your Honor.
I do.
Does the prosecution or defense have any objections?
Well done, Your Honor. No objections here. The defense has no objections either, Your Honor. Shut it right. You'll get your turn later. Right.
This court finds the defendant, Ellen Wyatt. That's not right. This court finds the defendant, Helen Sprocket.
Aw, yay!
Hooray! Yippee!
Thanks, Gumshoe. Yeah, Maya's even been shown. That's nice. Thank you, Gumshoe. You can go now. Maybe in Ace Attorney 7.
This court is adjourned.
They should have kissed right there at the end in the confetti. But alright. Well, that concludes our last Phoenix Wright trial. Let's see. Wedding scene? Honeymoon scene? Ellen, Soren, congratulations!
Mr. Wright, I can't thank you enough. If you hadn't exposed the truth, Soren and I wouldn't...
But now you can finally start your new life together, right?
No, thank you!
Mr. Wright, we'll be holding our real wedding ceremony in the near future. Would you do us the honor of coming to it?
I want you to witness our fresh start.
Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world. And Ellen, this time, it'll finally be happily ever after, right?
Oh, yes.
Two of you have persevered and overcome this trial together. Now, no matter what obstacles may come your way, I'm sure you'll handle them. And there's another thing I'm sure of too. This person will always be watching over the two of you.
Take that!
Selena, yes, I think you're right. And we promise to live life to the fullest for Selena's sake, too. Right, Soren?
That's right. Well, we'd better be on our way.
Yes, my love.
Oh, shit! Wow, the old, threshold carry, huh? Way to show off.
We'll be seeing you. Bye for now. We're gonna go have really hot, sloppy sex in the back of our car. And then we're gonna go get McDonald's. And then we're gonna sleep for 38 hours straight.
Alright, I'll be looking forward to that wedding.
Hold on tight, Ellen.
You better believe I will. I'm never letting go.
Oh, shit! Well, there they go. It was a DLC case, Laser. It didn't, like, finish off a story or anything.
You're not thinking of going to that wedding by yourself, are you, boss? Yeah, you're taking us too, right? You need a date, after all.
2 dates?
Oh boy, I bet there's gonna be all kinds of fancy food there.
Athena, when'd you get here?
Just now. I was here to cheer you guys on earlier, but, Trixie never gave me a chance to slip away.
You're gonna be in even bigger trouble with her later. Speaking of the wedding, maybe I should ask them to invite Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth, really?
Hey, listen, we had to fight him as a prosecutor, but we love Edgeworth. He's a dear friend.
But he thought Ellen was guilty all the way to the end.
That may be true, but... Come on, you guys are really gonna hold this grudge against Edgeworth? He's just doing his fucking job as a prosecutor, bro. Obviously right with full with 2 dates. If he hadn't stood up for us when he did, the trial would probably ended there.
You mean Mr. Edgeworth gave us that chance?
Maybe. Though, knowing him, I doubt he'd ever tell, even if I asked.
Well, if that's how you feel about it, Nick, then why not try it? Why not try to get him invited?
What the hell's with you, Maya? You were all set to invite him before to your party. We love Edgeworth, he's our guy. Like, what's with all this hate? I mean, yeah, we had to find him in court, but that's just like the go-around. Why are you putting up a big fuss about it?
Hey, Maya, have you ever tried to catch the bouquet? What? No. I never have either. Fighting over a bouquet that's been tossed by the bride? Talk about a fierce competition. I'm totally stoked. I'm not sure it's really supposed to be all that competitive. I'm a pretty good jumper, so I think I've got a chance.
She's definitely missing the point of the whole thing. And Larry, how'd you manage to stay so quiet for long?
Shut up! Wishing the lady you fell in love with happiness is what a real man does.
I'm pretty sure that relationship was over before it even began, Larry.
Damn it all, if only I was 10 years younger, things would have gone differently. Hands of time, why won't you turn back for me?
They still didn't fix that? That's still all busted up? September 30th, 9:20 a.m., Sprocket Park, Morning Dock. They're getting married at 9 a.m.? Oh my god. Jeez. Today is Ellen and Soren's third wedding ceremony and reception. I heard the bride and groom insisted on it being the Flying Chapel again. In the end, they were nice enough to invite me and Maya. And Athena kind of invited herself. They also invited Edgeworth, Emma, and even Larry. We're bringing Trucy, right? Surely you wouldn't, like, leave out Trucy. They say third time's the charm, right? I really do hope it's happily ever after for them this time around. Still, I get the feeling it's gonna be one rowdy party.
Ready when you
Oh,
are.
shit!
Okay. Here we go.
Catch it!
Huh? Oh.
Larry?
Oh, hey! Look who's next!
Yippee! Nope. They're gonna kill you, Larry!
Heard of Lady Bruce?
I'm
Kill him.
truly blessed to have you.
Well, Larry won't be in the next game, you guys. They killed him. They killed him off. That was a very nice trial. It was very sweet. What is that? Whoa. Congrats, you've unlocked a special bonus in the music and background settings. SOJ commemorative. Whoa! Unlocked the special bonus in the music and background. Yep, okay. Neat. Hey, there you go! That's all of the Apollo trilogy complete! Wow. What a turnabout. Well, there you go, everybody. That was the entirety of Apollo Justice's little trilogy there. What a fun time. Again, this is not the end of Ace Attorney, of course. We've got 2 more games. Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2. And we also have, well, whatever the next game is. We know that Capcom's working on one. They've confirmed as much that the Ace Attorney series is far from over, and they're working on it right now. So, Ace Attorney 7 will be coming out, hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm very excited to see what they do, how they're going to improve on the formula, change it. I'm hoping for, you know, my idea that we've been talking about during these streams for like a open, a better investigation scene, something more inspired by the Investigations collection. Maybe with like a little hub world that you can run around and buy stuff or like talk to characters. And it would allow for, you know, much more to be done with the setting. But yeah, that is all for Apollo Justice's trilogy. So I guess I'll be seeing you guys next time when we take on Trials in the Past, I suppose. Yeah, well, that'll be all, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Have a great day.